Hi, I'm Paul Swartzel. I am the creator and owner of this YouTube channel. No, that's not how I wanted to. I started about a month ago doing Ask Me Anythings on Reddit, where I was talking about life with serious mental illness. And they've been pretty well received, and people have asked good questions. I've enjoyed doing them. But at the same time, I had an issue with just talking to a blank computer, about just looking at my iPhone sitting on my bed saying, yo, what's up, y'all? Let's rap. It didn't feel real to me. I was just blabbing, and I thought it would be cool to talk with a friend who knows about this sort of stuff, because like, as much as I can talk about my life, I don't know that much about schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder. I don't know much. I can talk about my feelings. Bum, 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 chick, chang, chang. Sorry. Hello?
Hey, Paul. Two like parts of my brain were sort of like firing at once. One was just like sort of like the research academic side, which was just like, oh my God, like I just have to like sit him down and like hear what he's experienced. And like I want to know, like, does this look similar to what I've been researching, or is it different, or what? And then the other part of me is like, this is a really cool person that I just want to be friends with. And like, don't ask him all of these questions about like his experiences, because like you can't just do that to your friends. And so like trying to like have those like competing, like, I don't know, like aspects of our relationship. They're not really competing. I mean, it's really been sort of wonderful, but I very vividly remember experiencing that in the moment. That's such a good question, because it should be really simple, right? Like I mean, it seems like a really easy, straightforward question. But schizophrenia is like anything but easy and straightforward. And so it ends up being like a really hard question to answer. I think like just to talk about sort of like the conventional common definition, schizophrenia is a psychiatric disorder that creates a number of different symptoms. And you have to have at least two of five kind of categories of symptoms in order to get the diagnosis. So you can have hallucinations, delusions, negative symptoms, disorganized speech, or disorganized behavior. And if you want, I can talk about any of those. But if you have two or more of those and last for at least 6 months, then you could get the diagnosis of schizophrenia. And so it's really thought to be kind of a disorder that involves kind of a disconnection from conventional reality, that people are sort of like, they are hearing things or perceiving things that aren't there. They're believing things that other people don't believe. They're kind of behaving or thinking in a way that doesn't seem really grounded in sort of the normal, goal-oriented, sort of conventional ways of behaving that we have in the world. So, those symptoms can come and go over time, that some people may experience them acutely, so really strongly for certain periods, and then they may get better, go into remission. And for many people, they continue throughout their lives, but other people do get better or see complete remission over time. Most people do tend to see sort of gradual improvements over time, some form of recovery, although some people do not. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Although there's so many controversies about this. Whether it's actually like one disorder, like, or many different disorders that just are sort of lumped together because they sort of fit all of these. They all end up having these symptoms, but it's actually different things that cause these symptoms. Whether it is really sort of a neurocognitive disorder, something to do with, something going wrong in your brain, or whether it is a response to trauma or adverse events in your life, or both, whether it's, to what degree there's a strong genetic component to it. Does seem there's a genetic component, but we haven't really been able to isolate any one or even handful of genes that seem to cause it. So there's been so much research on schizophrenia, and there's still like a ton that we don't know.
God, I'm thinking about my cat right now. A
Hmm.
cat. I told you about my cat that was killed by a relative with severe. It's thought that a relative of mine with severe mental illness killed my cat growing up.
Yeah.
Probably, most likely. But you were saying like about childhood trauma. The psychiatrist that I have right now, and psychologist that I go to, they believe that in some ways I've conquered. They want to believe that I've conquered, uh, like schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia. They go back and forth.
Yeah, so schizophrenia is complicated, then schizoaffective is even more so. Like schizoaffective disorder means that you have basically all of the symptoms of schizophrenia and you
Oh,
have all
one
the
sec.
symptoms of a mood disorder.
Wait, sorry. I was just getting ideas about having like making graphics that go
Huh.
schizoaffective disorder, and like because you can do that shit, like like da
I
da da
love it.
da, schizoaffective disorder, and like have a star like go by, like the more you know. Sorry, I'm such a dick. Sorry, I'm like I just get excited about that. Like, sorry, go ahead. So a mood disorder, and
A mood disorder and schizophrenia. So it's like
okay,
it's getting hit by both of those. Um, and
those are some
like
shitty trucks.
yeah, really. Yeah, it's not great. So it's like uh, you you would have all the symptoms of schizophrenia, but you've got these other pieces too, either major depressive disorder or bipolar disorder, in addition to that. And it's not like it's so that schizoaffective disorder is part of the schizophrenia spectrum. There's like a number of different disorders that are like thought to be related to schizophrenia, maybe have shared genetic components or shared brain mechanisms that are at play. Although it's not entirely clear, and there's a lot of controversy about whether a schizoaffective disorder is like actually similar to schizophrenia, whether it's a real disorder or kind of just a grab bag, whether it's more closely related to affective disorders, um, you know, uh, whether it's just, kind of people are given that diagnosis when they don't totally fit the schizophrenia diagnosis. Like it doesn't look like kind of classical schizophrenia. Um, so there's always a lot of questions about that, but that diagnosis it's sort of stuck around in the DSM for a while, and there are a number of people who get the diagnosis and where that at least an understanding that there is a significant mood component to their symptoms is really helpful for sort of understanding like the kinds of things they're going to be experiencing later on, what sorts of treatments may be helpful for them, what sorts of issues they may run into along the line. So yeah, but it's that's complex. That's complex.
People in the news, whenever someone says like a political opinion or like conspiracy theory stuff, they'll always refer to people as like nuts and stuff
Mm.
like that. Oh, this person believes like in these rings, these lizard people and stuff like that. And they'll say like these crazy psychotic people that believe this stuff. And I don't feel like that's psychotic.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's stupid. And I'll tell you why. Like maybe this is wrong, but like but I don't think it's all of my delusions and hallucinations have been incredibly personal. I have been involved in all of them. Like I am involved. I am a central figure occurring in these beliefs. So whenever I hear people say, that these crazy person believing in like lizard people and this QAnon stuff, and I always want to ask that person, those people who believe that, where do you fit into all this?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry I'm getting off topic. I could start talking about Jaws, or whatever, or something like.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I got a bid on this rare VHS copy of Jaws. I really like the sorry, that's later today. Sorry, I got really excited thinking about that. Like, it was such a good VHS cover. It was a letterbox edition of. Sorry,
Yeah, but now I want to know.
it's really cool. It's this beautiful silver and red like copy of. It's. I had it when I was. I think.
Yeah.
I think my parents gave my copy away, and I want to get it back. And there's a brand new copy. I still have a TV and VCR combo back there
That's
that I play
amazing.
Super Nintendo games
That's
on.
amazing.
It was my grandma's, but it has like but I still like to watch VHS
Yeah.
tapes. I don't know. Sorry, but sorry.
I do miss those days. I miss the blockbusters. I miss the indie video shops. I like totally miss the blockbusters though. I mean, go in
Blockbuster
and you,
Video.
like get the VHS tape to rent them for the weekend. Oh, so good.
I my oh, Blockbuster had a weird smell.
Yeah, it did.
It there's certain things that I associate smells with. You know those Christopher Van Allberg books like Polar Express and Jumanji?
Yeah.
Didn't they all smell the same? Like they had a weird smell. I got those books and they had a certain like funkiness to that I don't know if other people feel like that, but like I saw those books, at various places, and they all had a specific smell that I could just immediately smell, and it really upset me as a, and I don't know if maybe I was just processing it because of the type of illustrations there were. I no, those books smelled. Oh fuck, I messed it up.
What do you like best about doing these videos?
What videos?
This video, the I was about to say Napster, the Ask Me
The
Anything videos.
Napster. We downloaded some Dre
Yeah.
and Ice Cube. That was the first song I downloaded on
Yeah.
Napster. Was Natural Born Killers by Dr. Dre and Ice Cube on a murderman spree from the CPT, a straight G. In that song, Natural Born Killers, he says, "God damn it, I can't stand it, schizophrenic." They actually say that, and like, so fuck Charlie Manson. I hit him with a brick and I'm dancing.
Hey,
But
so how do you
anyway,
remember?
so yeah, they talk about schizophrenia.
How, like, you have such an amazing memory. I want to shoot for a question. How do you remember these lyrics so well? I mean, you just like you bust out with ones like, I mean, is it just that you have like a core set that you just like worked on to memorize, or you just really good at that?
I don't know. It's because I can't memorize visual music anymore. I don't know. I've always been able to memorize. I've always had a very good memory. I can recite things that I read when I was 6 years old, books and Beverly Cleary books and things like that, and poems that I just remember them, and gangster rap lyrics. I love gangster rap and classical music, but I don't know how. What was the question again?
I don't know. One question was what you like about the videos. The other question was like how you remember things so well.
I can't remember. I don't know how to. I can't memorize music anymore. Most of the song, like I came out with an album last year of songs, regular, that album or whatever that I did or whatever that. Most of those are just first drafts, like me improvising shit, like, and just I do one track, improvise something, do another one. I don't do edits anymore. I'm not an editing type because I don't remember what I just did, and it's really hard for me to write stuff down. Sorry, we were talking about lyrics from, but my memory's gone. It's gone. I'm not like I used to be able to memorize all the late Beethoven sonatas and pictures at exhibition, Rachmaninoff concertos, like 30 minutes of music, and I knew it
Yeah.
no problem memorizing it. I couldn't memorize a page of music if I tried now.
But you can still remember lyrics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that was before I became ill. I was listening to like, Easy E when I was 10 years old. I can remember that. I don't remember the stuff. It's hard for me to remember the things that I feel connected to that stuff. I don't feel connected to stuff I heard after I became mentally ill. I I feel closer to that than I do music I heard a week ago. Um, and not because I like it. It's just I remember it. Um, it's easier for me to follow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's I don't know what the question was. You asked me about what I like about those talks on Reddit, those AMA talks. I like being vulnerable in public. It makes it feel real to me. It makes all of the world come alive, saying that no matter what happens in my life, I could win the lottery, but half that day I'm gonna be my head's gonna be under a pillow, and I'm crying. No matter how much I'm laughing and I'm smiling, I feel very bad most of the time. I've become good with learning how to control. I've done a lot of work on myself the past 20 years since I became ill, and I'm proud that I can answer questions. And a lot of people, I like I like being able to say, I don't know, I like being able to say this is who I am, and I haven't been able to be myself for a long time, and I was trying so hard to fit in, and then I would walk away talking to myself, and just they were like, "Oh, that guy's a fucking asshole," he's a prick. But I no, maybe I am an asshole about some things, but that's not why I left. I'm just uh, I'm hearing things, I'm believing certain things, I am constantly bombarded with things. But at the same time, I like doing these videos because I like showing myself when I'm doing well. I don't make these videos when I'm feeling like shit. Uh, I don't think that there's enough there's enough images of hey, it's my baby. There's enough images of people with severe mental illness when they're struggling in the world, when they're struggling in their lives. Like, and that's most of the day. And I don't I hope that people can understand that they don't need to see me with my head under a pillow or me walking around in circles for hours to know that it's real. I like to show that we can be normal people with severe mental illness and talk about, like, well, I don't know if Jaws VHS tapes and, like, it's stuff like a normal conversation, but uh yeah, but yeah, actually, that is, and I'm not, and I keep wanting to tell people, like, I might have severe mental illness. I am not disabled. You tell somebody you have schizoaffective disorder, schizophrenia, most people, I'm sure, tune in to, like, expecting some kind of freak show. And there's some of the comments I get, like, "Oh, there's things behind your back. There's monsters behind your back. Look out!" Um, you would think that something like that would, like, I would be upset, like, "Oh, you guys are so cruel. The world is awful." Fuck those people. I might struggle with this, and this is might not be jumping all around the place, but I still find joy a lot, and I like when I feel joy, I like to share it with others, even if it's just me doing a spoken word versions of Dr. Dre's song "D's Nuts." Like, even if it's, and I'm not doing that because I'm mentally ill. I'm doing it because it's funny.